your life.
Excellent! I laughed every single time they broke out the air guitar. Oh,
Okay, I'll be the one. Hello there, amigos.
Are you a mineral?
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you a
Are you a
tank?
tank?
Whoa,
yeah. Look, hey, yo, D, let me tell you something. I can't tell you how that has become a thing between me and CJ every time we go to Comic-Con.
Bro, that is the most random shit ever. Are you a tank? Whoa, yeah! Bam! I'm like, I don't even like. It's like I don't even get the reference, but it's just.
I don't get it either. It's just funny because, I mean, for one thing, Keanu was just super excited about it. Like, holy crap, that's a good question. Yes, I am a tank.
Yo, the other one. It was the other scene. I mean, the least line I got to bring up was full of tension and drama. All this. You sake my battleship.
Actually, best one.
Best 3 out of 5.
Nah. The best one. That's even more tension filled. Cut to his close-up face looking at the electric football thing scrolling around in a 180, and he's like, "Best of 7? Damn right."
Yo, William Sadler was not having it.
Yo, no, that nigga, that motherfucker started playing Twister. I died because all you see was William Sadler's long white foot trying to stretch.
Hold on, I gotta say this. When it comes to William Sadler as Death, I have to say, yo, if Salty Runbacks was a person.
Bro.
Oh my god, man!
I mean, this is a movie that I love because it didn't I love Back to the Future too, right? But I felt Back to
I'm
the
sorry,
Future.
Aris. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, Aris. When you said Salty Runbacks, all I can imagine was one time I saw my friend's uncle kept saying "run it back" to his other cousin. Yeah, it's like he's fat. No, for real. He's all big. He all sweating. He's like 37, but the other dude was like 24, so he's trying to be young. Run it back. Come on, run it back.
We're doing this.
Let's go there. What the fuck you scared of? Nigga, you lost 21-6. I don't want to play you no more. You a bitch. Cause you a bitch. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. And then you run it back and get his ass.
That uncle dressed up as Spice Adams with the fucking long tube socks.
No. At this point, one tube sock is down. All this, and as a big dude, this is when you know you lost. This is when you know you lost. When from the neck all the way down to above the belly button is nothing but water. It's sweat. It is. And this move. Fuck you talking about? Come on, run back, nigga. Come on. Out of breath.
Your aunt sitting up there with a fucking piece of pound cake in her hand, like, come on, baby, just get off the court. Just go ahead and eat this pound cake.
Hey, I'ma leave you.
You know, get in this car right now.
Get your ass in this car. Get your Tremaine. I see you get your ass in this car. You out here trying to give yourself a heart attack. Get your fat ass in there, nigga. Best part about all that. Best part about all that. Hold up, though. Best part about all that. Auntie fucks the shit out of them later on that night. Good for them. They got a great marriage.
She's the one doing the fucking. He's just sitting back, just chilling.
Look. We ain't going into specifics, all right?
I'm being specific because that's exactly what it is.
We ain't going into specifics, all right? They both big. Look, they're both big. So I don't want to know who's doing all the work in there. Big Herc over here is about to have a heart attack.
For the first time in her life, her knees are actually pretty good that night, so she's riding them. So there you go.
Nah. All that fucking all that jungle juice that she's been drinking. You know, jungle juice where it's 90% vodka. You know.
All right, yo, look.
Good old auntie drink. But let's get over aunties and let's get over to some good old Southern. I ain't got a job. I don't got a job. Excellent.
Bro, let me tell you something. So this is a movie that, funny enough, came out the second weekend after Terminator 2 came out. And I mean, you weren't going to stop Terminator 2, but the fact that it made $10 million Like
I
it's
say
actually pretty good.
That's
pretty
decent for back then. That is decent for back then.
For
You weren't going to beat
1991.
it. Yeah.
I mean, that's actually
And let's
pretty good.
also look at it this way. This is also a sequel too. And this is during that time where a lot of critics got the jig. Your sequel's gonna suck. This is so
Well, funny
Also,
enough,
hold on, and also keep in mind, because didn't the original come out in what, 89?
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
was
The
it
original-
89 or was it 88?
88, 89, one of the two.
I believe it was 89.
Yeah,
So, like, when the first one came out in 89, you know, it was one of those good, hey, this is the end of the 80s and the beginning of the 90s type of movie.
Kind of, yeah, I can believe that. Yeah.
I mean,
Even though you can look at this movie and it goes into what I said the other week. Yeah, 1980s didn't end until about 93.
It really didn't.
I mean, you know what's funny?
The 80s, like, people say, oh, the 80s ended in 89. No, it didn't. The 80s really didn't end until, like, 93.
Actually, I would say 92, not 93, but 92.
No,
That nigga still had a pulse.
No, D. It was more like January of 93. That's when it went away.
I would say no. Actually, March of 93.
March.
I mean, let's be real. This was the summer of Keanu because he had two movies that came out during the same month: Point Break and Bill
I'm about
and
to say,
Ted's Journey.
didn't Point Break come out that same year?
Came out. Funny enough, came out the previous week before Bill and Ted Bogus Journey.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
this is when.
you know what? For him, it was more like, hey, you know what? I made Point Break. I'm good. This movie could bomb. And
Yeah,
I'm still-
two hits, Bogus Journey and this. It's like, all right.
You got to also think about it. But Point Break was the big one for him. That was the first really big one for him. That wasn't Bill and Ted or anything else where he's just like in the background or as a secondary character. So yeah, and that also started something I think Keanu that we can say now that he's been addicted to ever since then. Action. Ever since then, he has always had an action movie somewhere around his repertoire. He'll do any other movie, but he'll do an action movie, and that's when it really started. Because then Johnny Mnemonic was the next. Well, not Johnny Mnemonic didn't come out till '94, did that?
Yeah, Johnny
that was like
Mnemonic
94, 93. So what was before that? Dracula. Dracula came out, right?
Yeah, Dracula. Bram Stoker's
Yeah,
Dracula.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. That was the next one he did. Then it started building up for him and all the rest of that, and then eventually. He leaned back and did it in slow motion, and everything got better for him.
Well, see, this is the interesting bit about Keanu. Like, and you got to remember, people looked at him as like, okay, he did Speed, he got lucky with that movie, but can he really be like an action star? And we always look at him as the dude that says "whoa," and and then when the Matrix came. Yeah, he had to do it again. He had to say "whoa" in that movie, but
I think that was a thing. But for real talk, that "whoa" followed him.
It followed him forever. It followed him until John Wick.
Yep.
Yeah, because John Wick came on, everybody stopped saying "whoa." Everybody stopped doing that at that point.
Because I mean,
and I think John Wick was, but when by the time Keanu got to John Wick, I also think Keanu. That was his next evolution at that point as being an actor and all that. At least being legendary. He was already legendary. He was fucking Neo.
I mean, I think
but then you do fucking John Wick, a movie that changes the game when it comes to action movies. I mean, and you do 3 of them, and you about to do 2 more.
I mean, if you think about it,
Keanu was insane.
After the Matrix and stuff, like he did Constantine, and it felt like he was just kind of lingering. He did A Scanner Darkly, which is like the most freaky movie.
Scanner Darkly is actually, I would say it's like 3 out of 5, but it's worth watching. It's really worth watching. They do a lot of good stuff in that movie.
Funny enough, he did Street Kings, which I love. Because Street Kings is so over the top, and it's like so Keanu's playing a douchebag drunken cop.
Hold on, there's one more.
That's his movie. I'm pointing at that nigga. That's his movie.
Hold on,
there's one more. There's one more thing that he did. Out of like many actors, you got to do this movie and this movie and this movie and this movie, and then you got to do the kids' sports movie because your friend says you own one with Hardball.
Yeah, he did that. Like I think he did that before he did Matrix Reloaded. So it was kind of like that dude was on because he did The Replacements, which I fucking love. And
I love that movie too. Thank you.
Everybody likes Replacements. I'm not a big fan of that shit, but people love that shit.
It's a wacky movie.
It's wacky. Yes, it's very wacky. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You get a ragtag football team.
Just don't use the word ragtag.
I have to because you get dude. You get the most out of their league players to play football with the only person who is a legit football player being Keanu's character.
All right, Eris, since you got to use the word ragtag, Chris, what was the name of that movie he did with all those Asian people? Was it like 47 Ronin?
Yeah, 47 Ronin.
Hey, Eris, 47 Ronin? That was white knuckle action.
It was super wild.
I don't get what white knuckle action is. I never understood that. What does that mean?
Which is ironic considering like Keanu's Asian, part Asian, and it's like,
that nigga ain't Asian. That nigga's like a tenth Hawaiian, and niggas like you be like,
first of all,
don't say niggas like me. I was just like, he's like a white dude. Like, what the hell does the Asian part come out of?
First of all, Keanu is actually Lebanese.
Lebanese.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like, if anything, he's like a tiny bit of it, but he's like Keanu's a mutt anyway. So I don't even know.
I mean, it's like when like they got Kristen Krug to play fucking Chun-Li, and I'm like, I mean, I see the Asian, but you're Canadian. So, like,
exactly.
I mean, cool, I guess. You know.
Well, you know, I like that. Like, I can see the Asian, but
I mean,
feel it.
I mean, look, you
feel it down here.
I mean, look, you could have went with Jamie Chung and saved yourself $20.
No, you had Moon Blood go right there, who was Asian as fuck, right there.
Oh, yeah, and
I'm sorry, Moon.
Yeah,
Man, come on, they weren't gonna get her. They weren't gonna get her. She said, I have something culturally relevant to bring. All right, bitch. None of that. Bye.
So we just need you to do a spinning bird kick, and that's it.
All I said to do was hike your titties up. And you want to give me, don't sexual harass me. Don't be telling me nothing to do. Rules. Bye. Shit. We're making cinema. We're making cinema, bitch.
Wait, how about I pair you up with Chris Klein trying to be Charlie, but he's not Charlie? How about that?
I feel
Chris
I felt
no,
bad for that whole entire movie's existence.
No, D. First of all, it was Chris Klein trying to be Keanu Reeves trying to be Charlie.
Bruh. I mean, like.
So I got a question. So what you're telling me, Eris, is you want 50-year-old Terry Bogard back? Yes, I'm all for it. It's time for it's his time now. It's his time now.
Fucking middle-aged Terry Bogard. The only thing missing was a fucking straggly beard. Like he's been.
The only thing that missing was an out-of-weight white woman that he hugs at the end. Hey, Blue, it's time for us to go home. That was all it. Look, here's me. It would have not made the movie better, but here's me. Continuity. All right. Him being
Terry Bogard, no. But if they decided to make a live action movie based off of Streets of Rage 4, where we got Axel with a beard, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I swear, man,
dude, it's Axel with a dad bod and a beard.
That nigga ain't got a dad bod. Dad bods don't have abs at all. It's just like it's the illusion of a bod.
No.
He's got the wide abs.
No. He has the abs like old boy from Insecure, like the
Thank you. That's what I was thinking.
Old boy.
I was actually going to say he has what I like to call homeless slash jailhouse abs, meaning that how many sit-ups you do a day? Wow. Okay.
He does a lot of sit-ups, but he still can't get rid of bread.
Yeah, I mean he can't get rid of that, man. You know, but it ain't. I just saying everybody can't be my nigga Bob though. Speed and weight, you can't. Everybody can't be Bob, man. And that's a very real thing. Trust me. I've learned that if I do something, I can do that. And I thought to myself, yeah, I can do that. And I thought to myself, who am I chasing? Who the fuck am I chasing? Fat nigga running this fast. No, it's a heart attack waiting to happen.
So Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey was originally titled Bill and Ted Go to Hell. That was the original title, and that is kind of
on
the nose.
Yeah,
it's on. No. See, that's the thing. It's on the nose, but they're only there for 15 minutes of that movie.
I would say about 15 minutes. Yeah. And even then, it's not even like a journey to hell, really.
Yeah, they're really not even there that long.
Well, kinda, but look, put it this way: Bogus Journey makes way more sense than Go to Hell because when you really look at it, much like the first one, it's an adventure. You know what I mean? They're literally were killed. They meet death, go to hell, go back to death, go back on the earth, and get revenge for what they did. It's an adventure. Come on, fuck on, man.
Adventure.
I mean, but
no, I'm sorry. Journey.
It is a full-on journey in under 2 hours.
And here's the great part about it: like, this is the '90s. They had a soundtrack. The soundtrack is actually pretty dope.
Yeah,
it is.
It's you know what? I hate to go back on it, but it's sort of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You like when you really think of the word adventure and you think of the show. Yeah.
I mean,
it's sort of like that.
And I mean, the whole point of the movie is that basically.
Chris, who was on the soundtrack though? Do you see who was on it?
So you had Megadeth, Primus, Steve.
Yeah, they were in the movie.
Pretty much they had him in the movie.
Faith No More.
Faith No More.
Yep. Slaughter and King's X.
Wow. So we had a couple bands in there.
Hey, CJ. So basically, this was every 30-plus-year-old's dream soundtrack.
Look, I saw Faith No More, and I was like, "Yep, there you go."
Faith No More. You want to know something about Faith No More? Niggas our age, white boys our age, go. That's a little bit out of my range.
Pretty much. It's like, Faith No More, huh?
Ask my older brother.
Ask the Gen Xer.
Ask the Gen Xer in there. But you can like, wait a minute, dude. Is your favorite band Nirvana? Ask my older brother.
Yeah, but like the whole movie is them basically we in the future, which is the most weirdest future ever because everybody is wearing ginormous outfits.
No, everyone is wearing foam.
Yeah, they're wearing foam.
Foam PVC.
Foam. You know what? I always ask why. I always ask why in these instances. Why would you wear that? Why?
You want to know why? This is what happens when you took the synth wave out of the first movie when they went to the future. And
no, don't do that. This is a future. If African Bambaataa never pressed the key on the keyboard, that's what the future would look like.
But it really had that Dreamwave vibe when they first went to the future in the first movie.
It reminds me of what the 90s and 80s thought a good future would look like. You know, everything's soft. The clothes don't make no damn sense.
And everything is teal and magenta.
The question is, here's the thing that kills me. How's that practical? Wearing that, how is that fucking practical? Because there's one thing to look futuristic, then there's why. Like, fucking why? Like, good example, Chris. You know why Starfire looks the way she looks, right? Because she lives on a different planet, different solar system, different sun, XYZ. Now, if she came from a planet that looked just like Earth and she came back looking red like that, first thing out your mouth, bitch, what happened? Like, what happened? Were they just red people? Were they made out the dirt? Where's the explanation for that shit?
I mean, like that. And the thing of it is, it's in 2691. That's the year. Hans from the Mighty Ducks is the main bad guy and stuff.
I looked up. That nigga's still kicking.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah,
he is 93 years old. He is still, and the best part, not German, from the UK. Fuck me.
Hey, look, you could have fooled me on that one, man. I'm like,
I know, right?
I mean, but makes it funny.
I do like how he makes his appearance. I mean, he just shows up literally through an explosion.
Bruh. I like how Rufus automatically just expositions like, you're a former gym teacher. Oh, you know, it is just funny as shit.
Sit up champion of 25. I'm sorry, the year 2661.
Yeah, I was like,
George Carlin, Mr. Carlin, I got a question. Yes, son. So you were in this movie a lot. No, I wasn't. Why not? Thank you, Mr. Carlin. You're welcome.
Too busy doing Shiny Time Station with that fucking train.
That's probably what he was doing.
Yeah,
really,
real talk. He only needed to be in the beginning and at the end, just like in the first movie. He only pops up in that one part of the movie and comes back later.
George Carlin is one of the most fascinating comedians of all time. The fact that you did almost B movies like this, the fact that you did fucking Thomas the Tank Engine, and then Go to HBO. You know what's wrong with America? We don't say pussy enough. Like, yo, like he is fucking fascinating. I understand why he made so many books. You know? He's amazing, dog.
HBO threw so much money at him for them specials. That's wild. Like you're talking from 1977. That was his first HBO special, all the way to 2008.
2008. The 2008 one was the last one.
I was gonna say right up until he died.
Yeah, that 2008 one was actually a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good one.
That's crazy.
It was weird because it was George knowing that he was like like about 2 steps away from death, and yet he's still on stage, hunched over all that. You know what's wrong with America? And goes through his long rant. It's like this nigga hasn't lost 1 step. Again, George Carlin's fucking amazing, dog.
I mean, it's like they go through this. So Bill and Ted, the Chuck, that's the bad guy and stuff. He bust out the
why?
He bust out the evil Bill and Ted robots.
Evil Bill and Ted, the best characters in the movie today.
By far.
Let me tell you something, folks. The 90s was a time where you can get away with a lot of shit. One of them being just saying the word fag, and it was just a comedy beat.
Twice.
I mean, yo.
They said it twice.
That was perfect. I mean, their timing with it on this one was perfect. And it kills me because they couldn't make this joke today.
No,
for just obvious fucking reasons.
You know what makes it even better? The fact that they said this twice, and this movie was only PG.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here's the best part about it. If you want to take the bitch assness out your brain and your mouth for 2.5 seconds, you will learn that in context, fag.
Bruh, they said that shit to them girls' faces immediately. I was like, bruh.
I liked it because Alex Winter, evil Bill went from this much to like this much, and I loved it because Alex clearly was this dude. We've been waiting for that the whole time. Like he was ready for it.
That is a guy. I like Alex Winter because I am happy that he ended up kind of transforming from being an actor to like a writer and director. And he's the guy.
And he had to go through a rough too. He had to go through a little rough period of not getting work and just not being noticed to just working behind the scenes. The motherfucker has shit behind him now.
He did 3 documentaries that got nominated. Like one on Napster, one on the dark web, and I think another one on. I think it was on something else and stuff. But like,
wait a minute, he made that one about the big one about Napster, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
that was him. Cool. That was a good one. That was a real good one too.
Yeah, so he also did those live action Ben 10 movies and stuff, and he wrote a lot.
He did that.
He did. The funny thing is, he directed and wrote a lot of fucking silly ass shit. Like he actually directed a good chunk of Andy Milonakis' show. Dead serious.
Yeah.
So that's his wheelhouse where it's like he hooked up with some people that actually like, oh, this is some silly shit. I can do this. All right, cool.
Pretty much he got in where he fit in.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. You saw that the split that happened from Keanu and Alex in this movie, how they split and went in 2 different directions as fucking professionals. And the fact that Keanu is a top star and the fact that Alex is respected. I'm not saying that he's like a big time star, but everybody knows who the fuck he is.
Most of them highly respected.
Oh yeah,
that's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like holy shit, y'all made it. Just think about it. How much shit the both of y'all get, and Keanu got it up until about 2009. How long did y'all get? Excellent. Everybody made fun of you about it. Now we're sitting here. We're sitting here in 2020. It's long past even a thought to make fun of them about it, man.
No, wait, D, can you really say that people really continue to make fun of them over the years? I mean, I know throughout the 90s they got made fun of for it.
Keanu got it, but come on, dog. Keanu got it for the longest time. And the thing that killed me was that Keanu got it for the worst reasons.
Wait, D, I thought that he only got I always thought that he got shit for Whoa for just saying it in the Matrix.
Yeah.
There's one of my favorite jokes in The Critic was about Keanu Reeves, where remember, he just got done doing Dracula, and a lot of critics ate him up for that shit. They ate him up for doing Dracula. So he did Merchant of Venice, and in the show, he's like, So if we do not like breathe, do we not like bleed? If a man does not have this, does he not like blow chunks? so like I said, they constantly made fun of him being the stoner. You know what I mean? And even when they did the Matrix, they still made fun of him being the stoner.
I can't really call Bill and Ted that they're bona fide stoners. They're more so.
They're not. They're really not. They're just flat. They're losers, really, when you really look at it.
Like
they're kind of losers.
No, they're slackers / surfer. Surfer boys / slackers and surfer boys. That's what they really are.
Okay, I got you, Eris. I got you. And you're gonna hate me for this, but this is the truth. So poor white trash is what you're getting at me, right?
First of all, poor white trash does not get an apartment the way that they got it.
I know, right?
See, this is why I like you, Eris. Give me receipts. We have to cash them and see where we end up. So if they're not poor white trash, they're in LA, right?
Yeah.
San Dimas.
It's outside.
So they're good old California. So it's good old California trash. You know, both your parents got good ass jobs. Oh my God, Ted, get a job. Mom, I would get a job, but if I get a job, that requires me to work.
Bro, Bill. So Missy, I think that's Bill's mom.
That's Bill's.
Missy is actually Bill's mom.
That's Bill's mom. Yeah, I don't know. No,
she hooks up with Ted's dad in this movie.
Yeah, forgive me when it comes to the women's names in these movies. They're never important. I'm sorry.
Basically, Missy's the only one that has a name. Bill and Ted just calls their girlfriends the princess.
Girlfriends? They got a name. Ain't one like Guinevere or something?
No. One was Joanna. Yeah, Joanna. Yeah. Now, hold on. The thing with Missy, which I laugh at, like in the first movie, we all looked at her as like, number one, you are way, way, way too young to be Bill's mom.
Oh yeah, that was the running joke. It was like, oh, that's weird. She was my babysitter, man.
And then on top of that, dude, they like a good old joke was Ted going, "Wow, it's like Bill, I can't believe Missy divorced your dad and married mine."
Man, it's crazy.
And then hold on, they make it worse. They really show you how bad Bill's dad is, because you see him standing in the corner just looking back like he was looking hurt.
That's a man that was going to put a 45 in his mouth at the end of that night.
Like, dog, how are you going to be at the party?
Hey, yo, Ted, talk to your dad, man. Bill, talk to your dad, man.
Because, he's staring a hole in Ted's dad the whole time. I'm like, bro, are you either going to do it or you don't, man? Like, come on.
Dude, there was nothing you could do about it. Now we finally I think we did actually see that character, Colonel Oates. When Colonel Oates showed, I remember he was mentioned in the first movie, but we actually see him in the second movie. Yeah, and when he shows up, I'm like, I actually want to ask both of y'all this. Now, if Rambo, if Stallone was making Rambo 4 and he intended to bring back Colonel Troutman, Stallone, why didn't you get this guy? And look, I get it. The dude that played him died and everything, but you could have got him.
Chelsea Ross.
I don't like that.
No,
I don't like that. I'm sorry. Dude, every time that dude, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. To me, he looked like he could play it.
I
can see Colonel Troutman.
Be honest with you, man.
I'm sorry. Because of this movie, I have to say, every time this nigga talk this movie, sir, stay away from my children.
Stay away from my children.
You gotta be real about this, man. He looks like one of the bad guys in a Chuck Norris movie, to be honest.
Yo, it looked like he wanted to go right over to Bill. Like, I'm so gonna love putting the head of my penis inside of your. Yo!
No, hold on. Now, D, see, he comes off as the creepy colonel, right? And then he immediately jumps back into wholesome with fresh fudge.
Yeah, that's a motherfucker. Christ. You hear that, Eris? How you went? Ooh, fresh fudge. That's a motherfucker who masturbates as you do push-ups in front of him. Okay, I don't think that's a good thing.
I don't care what anyone says. But seeing how he was all serious and sinister and creepy, And then he immediately just goes into kid mode when he sees fresh fudge. I'm like, bro, that was funny to me. I don't care what
That's
anyone says.
also
That was funny.
that's also a sign of a psychopath to me.
Well, hold on. But you see how it actually, you see how it worked when Bill and Ted ended up in hell. And
Yeah, that's a real fear to them.
in the first room that they entered was the military room. Dude, they was in the barracks. Colonel Oak shows up. And yeah,
Looking like he's in a Busta Rhymes video.
Like yes, sir.
He said, "You two are gonna do exactly what I tell you to do."
Hit the long finger like it. He hit him with the long finger like it got you all checked. The fisheye lines like got you all and shit.
Yeah.
Yo, but here's the thing. So check it. So, they auditioned for the Battle of the Bands, and what makes it funny is that Pam Grier. Yeah, hi Pam Grier.
Hi Pam Grier. I see you stuffing them titties in that shirt.
Bro, she was like, she was trying her best to be her downtown Julie Brown. She was really trying to look out.
That hair screamed the 90s. Look, that hair screamed the 90s are not here. The 90s are not here. You're good. You're good for one more month. They're not going to take you away from me, 80s hair. Boy, 80s. See, I understand why white women don't like looking at old pictures of them. It's crazy to me. Black women look at old pictures of them and they laugh at their hair, but it's like, oh my God, I look stupid. Bitch, I killed him though. White women, oh my God. Just burn it. Burn it. None of them will admit they was waist deep in dick. They will not mention that.
See, hold on. D, that's what I would say. Look, first of all, Stephanie, you rocked that hairstyle for a good 2 years.
I'm sorry. Yeah, look here, Tiffany. What you did? No, what did I? No, what you? No,
are we complaining, Samantha?
Actually, that's what your boy said at all. Ted, Flash Gordon. We're gonna bang a whole lot of girls named Stephanie. I'm sorry. That's a pure Seth MacFarlane joke right there. Steph wrote that. I know that was him.
The kicker about all that is like they're at the party, all this is happening and stuff. So they got their Miss Wardrobe, that's Pam Grier's character. She puts them in a slot despite how it's weird. Bill and Ted are bad musicians, but their girlfriends are better musicians. It's kind of ironic a little bit. It's like,
no, that's the whole point. Because if you look at the first movie, they were so obsessed with getting the band together. How good were Bill and Ted?
Yeah.
You didn't think about that. And then the second movie is brought up again, and Chris is brought up in the third movie, where it's like, so y'all just did nothing?
I mean, and that was the funny thing. Is like, this is happening, so they're evil versions. Yeah,
if you see anything, if you notice, this is why I call them, they're not stoners, they're slackers, they're fucking losers. That's why I call them that.
So after giving their girlfriends crackerjack rings after proposing to them and stuff,
which I thought that was hilarious.
It's hilarious, but they,
I gotta be real with you. Everybody laughs at shit like that. Here's me. They're gonna have the strongest marriage in the fucking world.
Exactly.
And you assholes, crackerjack, bitch, you're going to be divorced in 5 years. You over there, you're going to have your husband cheat on you for 35 years, and you're just going to let it happen because you make money. Meanwhile, Elizabeth over here, hand smells like a crackerjack box. In 30 years, they be all right.
And like, it was funny. They proposed to him, and then their evil counterparts visit them on like the assumption that, hey, we're trying to save your future, so you got to come with us.
Wait, D. I'm sorry. Wait, CJ. No, we are not going to breeze past the fact that both Bill and Ted literally wrote B-side versions of their vows.
Yeah.
Yo, real talk. Bill and Ted gay as fuck.
Sir, it's a bromance.
I say this as somebody that has a best friend. You have that same type of relationship. Y'all need to either fuck each other or you guys are currently boning each other. Good God.
I mean, the fact that they wrote, dude, they wrote.
I like how they look, but I like how they both said the same line. They look back at each other like, "Oh, dude, you was all."
Dude, they wrote identical proposals, just changing like every other third word, and and then what made it even better is the fact that they were genuine with it.
Yeah,
I mean, at the heart of those two, despite their ineptness, they always have genuineness in their hearts, straight up.
And that's what a lot of people say about the third movie, that you can still see it. Like, it's like you can't help. Like, the best example is what Brad Jones said. He said you cannot help but smile the entire time when they're on screen, because not only their chemistry is good, these guys are losers, but god damn it.
Yeah,
like god damn it, I like them.
I like the cut of your jib, guys.
Like, I like everything about you, man.
Like, no, like, honestly, you look at them like, you guys are so innocent. Innocently terrible, but innocent.
It's like, look, how bad this world is, they kind of don't deserve you. Really? Yeah, I mean, you guys are all right.
There's
You're not bad.
You don't hurt
There's nothing
anybody.
wrong with you. There's nothing inherently wrong about you. See, with the Ghostbusters, they brought the Stay Puft Marshmallow. Okay, bad. I can't say that about y'all. No cataclysmic death, none of that shit. Good for y'all. Good for y'all. Y'all good.
Now, something I do want to bring up, since you brought up Ghostbusters and how they, bring consequences to everything that they do. Let's talk about Bill and Ted. All right. As I watched both of these movies, the cartoon and even the TV shows, I've noticed one thing. They both deal with time travel. They all, like every last one of them dealt with time travel, even in this movie. Have you guys noticed that unlike Back to the Future and every other time traveling story ever, that no matter what they do, whether they go to the past or the future, nothing changes. They accept no responsibility for their actions.
Yeah, they play very fast.
The only one that can have that, the only one that has that distinction, and even then, there's a lot of by rules that say no. Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I mean it's Dragon Ball actually follows like actual time travel rules. Like,
I was gonna say
you go back in time.
You go back in time. You only fixed that. Only that timeline's future is fixed, not the one you came from.
Yeah, so they kind of like it follows that like realistic one. That's the one that in-game followed. It's like, yeah, you can't really change your present future, so it's locked in. So
the only thing we can do is just prevent our future from becoming that.
Let's see, out of all the time travel, I'm with Chris. That's the only one that makes the most sense. It wouldn't affect your timeline or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
That's what made it funny when Trunks came back in Super and was like, yeah, thanks for the tip about Babidi and Dodoria and stuff. I took them out, so there's no Boo. And it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
You can't. You can't make time travel too damn basic, because if you do, you end up being the butt of a joke. They will make fun of your cartoon. They will make fun of your shit forever. I already see with one of them.
I was gonna say, you make it worse just from what you said. You end up doing that. You end up rebooting your franchise 3 times and still failing.
Yeah,
Terminator.
Or you make it way too simplistic, and Rick and Morty says, "I don't respect time travel. If Ant-Man the Wasp can do it, I don't want to fucking do it." And I gotta be real. Here's me. Rick got a fucking point. That was too simple.
I mean, but like Bill and Ted.
Anyway, go ahead.
But Bill and Ted, so they meet the evil counterparts, and again, they're watching Star Trek, right? The episode where he's fighting the monster on that famous rock.
What was the name of that monster? It wasn't the Gorin, or what was it? I forgot the name of it.
But it's always,
that's all I know.
So they literally take them there on this whole thing of like, because they're in the back of the van, right? And they're driving. And all of a sudden, Bill's asking the guy, like, so where are we going? And his evil counterpart's like, shut up. And all of a sudden, Bill's looking at Ted like, man, my counterpart's a dick.
I'm like, shut up, Bill.
No, he doesn't just say, like, and right after he said that, he says, man, I really got to be good to myself in the future.
Shut up. Stop being lovable.
like he said, shut your holes. Now check this out, y'all. Isn't it funny that Ted would be the one with any logical sense to say, hey, Bill, come over here real quick. I got to talk to you.
Usually I think it would be Ted, because Bill just does shit, and Ted, who is clearly the stupid one in this, does have his moments. Hey, Bill.
Like, Bill, I got a weird feeling about this. He's like, look, man, I got a bad feeling about this. First of all, why would they show up just now?
Yeah.
Like there was like I love that they critical think that at the wrong time though.
They
Because
critical.
by the time that happened,
No, hold on. No. Ted critical think that, whereas Bill was like, come on, Ted. If it wasn't for our future self showing up, like, would we have passed history or met the babes or had the most excellent trip through time? I guess.
thank you for selling me on the old movie,
I
but
know,
Bill,
right?
that's not how it worked.
I mean, but like D said, they do it at the worst time because they're literally walking them up this hill, and I'm like, so you didn't catch the fact that they're walking you up this cliffside. All right, cool.
I love
It wasn't just it wasn't that. Remember, CJ, it was the moment they got out of the van. They're like, so where are they? And they're not here. Yeah, we lied. But here's the truth. We're totally going to kill you now.
I'm gonna kill you right now. It's like,
Thank you, Eric. You did it. We lied, but here's the truth.
I'm totally gonna kill you right now.
Kill you now. No way. Yes way, Dad.
Wait.
We're fully programmed to do it. Yeah. And we want to do it too.
Now, what makes
Listen, guys. Listen, you don't want to do this. We're you guys. You know, you're just like us.
Dude, did you like the fake upper body tearaway fabric that they use to show off their robotic
I love that shit. I like y'all just gonna show off that rubber every single time, aren't y'all?
I mean, you can clearly see the breakaway line too.
I mean, when they're taking out the face from the mouth and stuff, I'm like, okay, this is a little weird here, guys.
As much as I know it's later on, but as much as I hate that scene when they take their heads off and start dunking with it, I looked at that scene twice. You know what I said? Y'all had way too much fun doing that.
Of course, they had way too much fun.
Because I like it. Because here's just awkwardly, here's Alex. Whoa, dude, you just dunked on me.
Like, I'm totally gonna tackle you, dude.
And I like it because you can still see the neckline where they're in this. Like, yeah, dude.
No, my favorite one was when Ted dunked his head through the hoop. Right, you see the mannequin head hit the ground. And then the camera cuts back and it's clearly Keanu in a cutout.
Nah, the best one was when Keanu was like jumping around and all of a sudden turns into a dummy and you see his eyes glow. Great! Great! 1990 special effects, yes!
And then Chuck
they're so great, ambitious, and shitty.
Well, as Chuck is sitting there like, what are you guys doing? Stick to the plan. The whole time I'm like, yeah, you kind of made these robots, dude. Did you not expect them to do this? Like, come on, dog. Like,
I hate those. No. I hate those too. No, you totally made us, dude.
Like, I hate the robot versions of them. You made us, dude.
Guys, we can work together. Fag.
Bro, now here's the thing. I laugh at the fact. I laugh at the fact that they landed on the ground, right? Perfectly landed on the ground, right? And all of a sudden it changes to blue. And I actually did like how they changed it up instead of it being real life. It's like, no, they're blue. It's like a blue tint because to show that they're dead.
That was what I like to call good old late 80s, early 90s filmmaking where they was trying to do different shit. And a lot of people did different stuff with the coloring like that.
Which is what made that move. Which is why I love this movie out of all three the most.
It's the most memorable because of that shit. You're right.
Yeah, because of everything they did to it. Every scene itself is a set piece.
I mean,
and this movie, what makes this movie very interesting for me is that it doesn't have to do half this shit, really. Half the shit that they do in this movie, you really don't have to do it. You could explain it a different way and you won't have to put none of the work in, but they did. And you're like, it's one of the great things, and also one of the things that actually hurt filmmaking at the time is that you can make these big sets and try to have some ambition on them. But the problem about it was when there was a lot of people being ambitious and they were losing a lot of fucking money for basically studios turned to them saying nobody ain't got time for that art shit. And guess what? Studios have always said that to directors, writers, and all that, all the way back into the 50s. They've always had ways of cutting corners, or we got to do it like this. Like the epics back then, they did them like that because they knew that would give them a whole lot of money. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. That's why Ben-Hur is not as good as the fucking Ten Commandments. They just did it because they could have fucking done it. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be, there's always going to be like I can say we're kind of out of the CGI, overdoing CGI, but Hollywood always show back up again.
No,
so
D,
I think we're stuck with that for a while.
No, D, let's be real. Let's be real. At this point, CGI is like duct tape.
It is.
Well, I mean,
it should. No, here's the funny thing, Eris. It is duct tape, but they use it way too fucking much. That's all it should be used for is duct tape anyway.
And also,
CGI is duct tape in Photoshop. Just you know what? We'll just edit it in Photoshop.
Which is fine. But when you got to make CGI poop, when you have to make CGI shit, stop.
It's also the fact that we have social media, so we see how the meat is made, kind of thing. So we see the CGI. So when you watch something like, say, John Wick, for example, if we're going to keep it Keanu and stuff, the blood splatter in that movie, CGI. You would never know unless they told you. You would never know. You never would know.
Only in a couple shots they actually use real blood packets and all the rest of that shit, but CGI. And I get it, if it's a quick, you just want to show the little dusting of blood. I get that shit. You don't want to waste time on that.
Never would have known. You would have been like, oh, this is practical.
There are some movies. I'll put it to you this way, Chris. John Wick, you would have known. Expendables 2. You knew it was CGI.
Man, I love this.
All that blood. Especially that one dude that ate it. And all you saw was virtual squirts, nigga.
No, the very first movie when fucking Gunner threw that fucking rocket launcher shit and it blew that dude in half, I was like, oh, that's CGI. Like,
CGI.
Hey, CJ, remember? Warning shot!
I'm like, well, but at the same time, I didn't mind that.
Low.
I didn't mind it because that was from the same studio. That was the old remnants of Canon film, so it was kind of par for the course, honestly. So it was like, all right, fine. But funny thing, so Bill and Ted Are Dead. What I loved about the scene is that Death is just chilling behind them the whole time. It is funny as shit.
And then he ninja'd his way right in front of him.
Now, what made it funny is that they pulled this joke where it was like, well, we gotta lose this guy. I got an idea. Hey, Death, I think your shoes are untied. Oh. And I'm like, Death doesn't wear shoes.
He doesn't wear shoes.
Nigga, you got sandals on.
But William Sadler sells it so good, like, oh, let me look down. And he gets wedgied, and they fucking
hold on. CJ,
my bad.
He doesn't get wedgied. Come on, this is San Dimas. He got Melvin.
I'll be honest with you, that is the most whitest shit ever, man. No black person says Melvin. Like, who's Melvin? Is that your uncle? Nah, it's a wedgie.
Nigga, it's dawn. Like, nigga, it's dawn season. We mean it's dawn season. It's dawn season.
Dude, and the fact that they thought about it when they're 50 miles away from San Dimas walking back to town, talking about, dude, I can't believe we Melvin Death, and then high-fived him. Again, these guys are so wholesome. It's too good.
But my question is, like, they walked all the way to San Dimas. I'm like, I mean, I know y'all ghosts and y'all ain't feeling none of that shit, but y'all just now got to this point in the conversation.
So to get back to their place, Bill and Ted, they stole a fucking Porsche, and it's like dirty as fuck because the previous night they were running over cats and shit. So
they were hold on, wait, attempting to run over, but always missing.
Yeah, missing. So Ted, and it's a funny scene because the ghosts are literally wiping the dirt off the fucking car, and they're like, the fuck. Get inside, and that's when basically their evil counterparts are trying to rape their fucking girlfriends, basically. Like
trying.
Attempting.
Dude, if this was made today, I can already see the articles. Like, did we just get just get Me Too'd by Bill and Ted?
Also, Bill and Ted. Also, I will say this though: Keanu has always been Keanu. So when he was on top of his girlfriend, he wasn't touching her; he was just merely doing this.
Yes, yes, the floater. He was doing the floater.
I look like I'm raping you, right? I look like I'm raping you, right?
So the girls are fed up with him and stuff.
Keanu, we don't deserve Keanu Reeves. We do not deserve Keanu Reeves, man.
So the girls get off of them and stuff, and they're like, "What's up with them and stuff?" And they basically destroy the band and saying, "We don't need you in the band." And I like how Ted literally just looks at him like, "They was like, are you sure you don't want us in the band?" And Ted looks at him like, "Nah, we're good. Bye."
Just to show you how 90s this is, how 1991 that line was. Like, we don't know what's come over you. Well, we used to be pussweeds, but now we're metal. So get over here and put out.
This was the whitest shit ever.
Get over here and put out. That is how you let her know.
Look, CJ, it's not just the whitest, but that is the most 1991 white thing you will ever hear.
I mean, like, again, I don't know any black person that just says put out. They're just like, bitch, you gonna suck my dick. That's how straight to the point the shit is, right?
Very direct.
Very direct. There ain't no fucking you ain't messing around. It's a straight to the point. Like, you gonna suck this dick. That's it. No put out, nothing.
So when they throw the Cracker Jack rings back at him, you feel bad for dead Bill and Ted.
I mean, yeah.
So they're like, hey, so after we win the battle of the bands and then we make the novelist a speech, let's waste them.
Excellent. It's like, what?
So in the meantime, let's trash this rat hole.
So that's when Bill and Ted get the idea, well, let's go to the cops. So they go to the cops. And this is quite possibly one of the funniest scenes to me because they figure out they can basically possess the bodies of people.
I can do the line. CJ.
All right.
So, are you sure? Like, dude, are you sure this will work? I mean, it worked in The Exorcist 1 and 3.
The fact that he said 1 and 3. Didn't even say 2. 1 and 3.
1 and 3.
Bruh, I fucking hollered because it's like the most low key. It is the most low key. Like, we're gonna throw shade at Exorcist 2 because nobody fucking cares about that goddamn
right.
movie.
1 and 3.
Now, what I liked about this is that they don't do it the normal way, like in Ghost, where they just jump in the body. They jump through the ear.
Yep.
And it's like, it's different. I will give the movie that it's different. And I like how, and again, credit to the actor that plays Ted's dad. I like how he played Ted to the T.
He did. He played it too well.
And then Bill jumps into his friend's body and stuff. He's like, "Oh my God, donuts! Excellent!"
Dude, how about the fact that Ted's dad literally turned to Bill and goes, "Back me up, dude! You got it, Ted." Again, these guys are best friend goals. Best friend goals. So you always have your friend's back. My man possessed the other dude. And was like, I totally believe you, dude.
Bruh. And then the fact that they're trying to explain the situation to the other officers and they're looking at them like, the fuck is going on with these two? Like, all right, cool, whatever. So they walk outside the police station, and that's when they was like, well, we can't keep walking around in these bodies. And then that's when they hit their head and they kind of, get out their bodies and stuff. And they visit Missy's house. Missy basically has been meddling in, I guess, the dark arts, spirits, seance.
It's supernatural, and she is attempting a seance with her group.
Yeah, which that was a thing in the 90s, folks. Trust me, that was a thing. I remember.
And you want to know why? Because when Ouija boards isn't good enough,
bruh. You remember them fucking infomercials about like the crystals and stuff for seances and stuff they played at night? Man, bruh, that is like peak 90s. Peak 90s. The whole seance thing is fucking hilarious because that's when Bill was like,
it was like, Bill and his most awesome friend Ted were killed.
Bro, and I like how Missy is like, hold up, something not right. These are evil spirits. All right, we're gonna have to fucking go ahead and exercise these motherfuckers.
I'm like, dude, they are literally giving you warnings, telling you that there are evil versions of them walking around, and they're ruining everything. And yet, this is what you do? This is the thanks that they get? You send them to hell. Okay.
Bruh. All right. And what makes it funny is the long way down when they're falling into hell and they're like, ah! And then like 5 minutes later, they're just like, man,
dude, this is a really deep hole.
I know.
Now what? when you run out of Scream, where you tire yourself out, you're like, dude, I'm bored. Like, how far is this thing going?
I will say this: as a young kid that grew up in church, thanks to Bill and Ted, I thought that's what happens when you die first. You just fall down a long ass hole.
I'm gonna be real.
I thought that's how you went to hell.
Man, I'm gonna be real. I thought it was like the Bone Thugs and Harmony see you at the crossroads where the agent of death comes in and says, "It's your time." Bam, you're done.
Dude, first
he
of all,
touches your forehead, your eyes turn all the way black.
First of all, like CJ, so what you're telling me is you're expecting the agent of death to show up in a duster and an Undertaker hat and just touch people and they die.
And not just any person, James Avery.
Yeah, James Avery.
Oh my God, man! Church is fun.
Now, the point, just to point out once again, this, as we said earlier, the movie, them falling and them playing 20 questions. This was clearly me and CJ in the line at Hall H.
This is what happens when you don't have internet. You just got to start making up shit.
I mean, at one point they played rock paper scissors in order to figure out who's going to ask Satan a question.
Yeah, they did do that, didn't they?
I was like, y'all really play rock paper scissors to see who's okay.
Come on, dog. Rock paper scissors is a true equalizer, bro.
Dude, rock paper scissors not only the equalizer. Rock paper scissors is like pure democracy.
It really is. It really is. Hey, man, you got rock and I didn't. Yeah, motherfucker. Paper always wins. So I win. Come on, it's fair.
Best line ever. Best line ever. Ted, yeah, if I die, you can have my Megadeth collection. But dude, you already did. Well, then they're yours, dude.
Again, best friend goals. My man is a man of his word. And before that, when they first landed on that rock connected to the chain, and let's be real, when Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey makes makes special effects hell look better than Spawn.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a good looking hell, but guess what? It was not Spawn. It wasn't Spawn. Of all of them, they weren't Spawn.
They literally got a guy to dress up as Satan on a set.
Yep.
And they created all those little set pieces of them on the rock and stuff. Now, clearly, some of it was very blue and green screen, obviously. But the fact that they did
I already told you, Chris, my favorite one. You want to do it a crab walk. That was my favorite one.
Dude, when they landed on it, right? They're like, "Whoa, not bad. Yeah, can we do it again? Yeah." Like, wait, this place is really nothing like I'd imagine it to be. And then hold on. Then the best line. Dude, we totally got lied to by our album covers,
bruh. Because hey, look. It's the truth because let's think about it. All the album covers had this whole idea of the hell, and it's like, this is what we thought.
Actually, and that's the fun part. Hell is not fire and brimstone. It's cold. It's dry.
It's cold. It's cold. It's dry, and there's a shortage of chairs.
You know what? I imagine hell like that Family Guy episode where he's in the room watching Who's
Yes, that's what. Okay, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I've always believed for the longest time, and yeah, I'm going off of these movies and TV shows. I really believe that that's what hell really is your own personal torment.
Yeah.
There's a time for place and a time for getting
Every channel is Who's the Boss.
You know what? To this day, I say, Eris, you and I are geniuses for that. Nobody's going to know our real genius, man.
No,
nobody's going to know our real genius. Our real genius for every, and it's a thing for Three Black Geeks. Period. We'll never do a hentai on Three Black Geeks, but I'll do one on Bam, and you'll know when you hear it. When you hear Who's the Boss. Thanks to Eris. There's a time for love and a time for. Yo, how fucked up is that? I know somebody's like, oh shit, D did that new hentai. Click, click, click. Do, 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 do.
You son of a bitch.
There's a time for love. Oh, he's trolling me. Let's say, oh man, D's trolling again. The second's off. The second the theme song's off. Anime titties. Yeah, I'm back.
Dude, that is the reason why I went with it. I needed something super wholesome. I just needed something super wholesome as the opener.
Me and Eris went through 3 different songs. And Eris, but the first song Eris mentioned was Who's the boss? I'm like, why, nigga? Come on, D. Come on, D. Come on, D. That's just he gave me no excuse. It was just come on, D.
There was no excuse for it. Just listen to it.
But like we were talking earlier about how Satan puts him in his own personal rooms and stuff. They go in there and the sergeant. What had me rolling is when the sergeant says, "Get down and give me infinity push-ups." Right? I like how the conversation was. Ted was like, "I don't know if I can do infinity push-ups," and Bill's like, "Well, maybe he'll let us do it girly style."
Girly style.
I was like, "That is a logical question. I can't really be mad at that."
No, it's not.
It is. It's like, maybe we can
oh
do
my
girly
God,
style.
Ted, stop smoking 1991 reefer. Stop.
No, it's not smoking 1991 reefer, D. It's slacker version of trying to be clever.
I mean, and then
that comes from smoking 1991.
So they leave the room. Ted goes into one room where he's being chased by the fucking Easter Bunny. And then Bill.
That Easter Bunny was creepy.
And then
I got Child's Play vibes from that thing.
And then Bill's, which in and of itself, I get it because it is kind of an innate fear as a kid. It's like the Eddie Murphy joke where I don't want to kiss her, she has a mustache. Yeah, that kind of shit.
Bruh, you know when it came to Bill's hell where he saw his grandmother for her birthday and just seeing the creepy grandmother wanting to kiss, man. I swear I was just expecting. I was really expecting Jack Baker to walk through that door and go, "Welcome to the family, son," and just punch him.
Bruh,
punch him Resident Evil style.
All
right, shout out to Alex Winter who played his own grandmama.
Yep.
That was him. And one more other shout out, ladies and gentlemen, is another fucking movie with 3 black geeks. And guess who's in this bitch? One of the greatest actors ever, Frank Ruby Roo. Welker, nigga. That's who it is. Frank Welker in that Dr. Claw voice, nigga.
Yes. Frank Megatron, Soundwave, Welker.
I know, right?
So they
Frank Welker's in this bitch. I'm always happy when I hear him, man. I'm always happy when we go through any of these movies, especially the older ones, and like during the 90s and the 80s, and we were like, "That's Frank, nigga."
Yep.
So it's like they roll out of their personal hell, and all 3 of the characters, the Colonel, the Easter Bunny, and the grandmother, are chasing after him and stuff. And Satan is literally like, "Choose your hell." And they basically call him didn't Bill call him a fag or some shit like that?
Stuff like that. No, it was Ted. He was like, "Choose your own, you fag." So that's the way they got yeeted to a wall.
So that's when they decide, hey, we got to face death off in order to live our lives, and it's quite possibly the funniest sequence of just games ever.
It is probably to me. It's probably the funniest scene in the whole movie. Because the movie takes the time to build that joke, and it just keeps getting worse. The fact that it's very quiet. B9 miss.
The one that had me rolling is when it's silence, right? And all of a sudden he's like, "Man, we got to end this. I got it." J37 hit.
So you have silence.
Best out of 3.
You must play. Oh no, you must play me again. What? And Bill giving the most surfer dude whatever. I think that was literally Alex Winters screaming "what" and not Bill. Bruh. Because he sounded so out of character when he said that.
Bruh.
What?
And then Ted is like, "No way," and then Death's like, "Yes way."
Dude, the zoom in.
The funniest shit. And then we cut to the next scene. Death is looking at his paper, and all of a sudden he hits his scythe, and he's like, "I believe it's Colonel Mustard did it in the study with the candlestick."
Ted going for the answer. Oh,
sorry,
Bill goes for the answer. Sorry, Def, you lose. It was Professor Plum. I said Plum.
No way, you said Mustard. Can we go back now? Best 3 out of 5.
I
don't believe this guy.
Dude, when I saw, hold up, when they showed the electric football, my man spinning in place.
Bruh, first off, I ask myself every day. I had older cousins that have electric football, and I still don't understand how you can play that shit.
I don't.
How
I
do you play that?
It's you don't control nothing, but you do.
Weird.
I mean, it'd have made more sense if they went with a foosball table, but that electric football game.
Hey, to be honest with you, electric football is more funnier than foosball.
It is funnier because just seeing my man, like seeing that little electric football player like freaking pop off on death like that.
Fucking 360 the whole
Just
time.
360 the whole time.
I have no idea how that shit works, man.
No, but
I really don't get it.
And that's what made it funny because Def is like, best of 7? Damn right.
They're just looking back at
Damn right.
Can we say, this goes without saying, that Bill and Ted are POG champions because you do not challenge those two to board games.
I'm sorry, like when Death opened up his cape and was like, choose your game, I was like, okay, where is this going? And this is like, bam, board games. I was like, this is funny. This is
hilarious. You're challenging the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper challenges you to a set of board games. And then, believing that he has a 10-0 mix-up.
I mean, and it's like, what makes it funny is he loses in Twister, and that's when he finally is like, all right, I'll take you to heaven and get your bodies back. And that's when Bill's looking at Ted like, hey, Ted, don't feel the Reaper.
Again, wholesome.
I heard that.
Dude, what made it even better was when Def tells them, "Oh," he says, "Fine, I'll take you back." Bill's like, "Hey, look, man." They say, "Look, it was a good game, but you got a lot to learn about sportsmanship."
Oh my god!
So make it even better when they were like, "Wait, even if we get our bodies back, we still got to find a way to fight those evil robot usses." Okay, excuse me, Death. We got a question for you. What, is there something you could do for us? You've beaten me. I'm at your every command, which makes me ask this question that I asked earlier off stream. Do you believe that this movie was what inspired Maxwell Adams to create the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
No, but probably. Like, because that beating Death at his own game, that's a whole story anyway. But
taking over, having him pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I can imagine him being up one night, pulling his hair out. Holy shit, I got a cartoon. Oh my God, that dumbass premise I had ain't gonna be good enough. I gotta think about something else. I could fucking fully imagine. You know what? I always want to do a story where like two little kids beat Death. You know, like how Bill and Ted did it? Like, I guarantee you that hopped out of his mouth at least.
I mean, think about it. I mean? Think about it. The boy's name is Billy.
Yeah.
That's why I said
it's a nod.
I don't believe it, but I believe he probably did.
If we ever talk to Maxwell Adams, I will ask him, man, like, dude, did you get inspired off of this movie? Not even the whole movie. Not the whole movie. Just this scene.
I'll tell you what Maxwell will say to us. Can we talk about Hector Concarne? I don't want to talk about Billy and Mandy.
Just looking at you like, get the hell out of my face. Get the hell out.
Here's me. You're lucky I like that show. So Hector Concarne.
No, what makes it
I like that show, man. That's my nigga, man.
What makes it funny, they get to heaven, right? And it's funny as shit because they get to heaven, and heaven, in a funny way, like different movies interpret heaven in different ways, right?
Dude, all the clouds looked exactly alike.
Yeah, and it's like
that's what happens when there's a big ass matte painting.
But what made it funny is that
matte paintings, the CGI of the 80s.
They get to heaven. So what makes it interesting is that they gotta get into heaven and stuff, and they're like, "All right, I guess we gotta mug some people." And I'm like, "So you just mug some folks in heaven?" Like,
that whole scene made no fucking sense.
It made no D.
There was no point in even doing it.
D, it's a Bill and Ted movie. Let it go.
I know, but it really it hurt my brain of like, That went nowhere.
Bro, what made it funny though was when Bill and Ted's laughing at fucking Death wearing the fucking dress, and he's like, "Come on, Death." He's like, "Shit." He's like, "Come on."
He's like,
Like,
how do I look?
Dog.
You
And
look
as
great,
much
Jeff. Yeah, you really do.
and as
He was
much
not saying with a straight face.
and as much as I'm not a big fan of this section on down in the movie, it does produce one of my favorite lines. Every kiss,
Like every rose.
every rose has a thorn.
They literally
Every-
quoted lyrics from every rose. What is the meaning
Every
of
rose
has
has his thorn,
like
and every
guy
cowboy has a sad song.
And I like how Death is like the guy's looking at him like, so Death, what you got to say? Every
Every
rose
rose
has
has
a
a thorn.
thorn.
Don't I know you? No.
You're
This
welcome.
scene, D, look in the back of my head. Just cut it. There's no
Just
point.
cut it.
There's no point. And when they finally got to learn where they got the map to find station, here's me. Y'all could have just 2 minutes. Y'all could have made this two goddamn minutes.
The funniest thing though, the funniest part of that is that the stations are doing charades. I like how Death is the one person like Butch. He's like Butch
Butch
Cassidy
and
is
Sundance, the
other
early years.
and everybody's like, "Nigga, that is the worst goddamn movie ever."
No. Hey, you know what makes that joke so like even funnier? Seeing how 1 year earlier a little movie called Goodfellas came out, and me and D's favorite moment in that movie. Hey, who who did Humphrey Bogart play? Like the one not Humphrey. God, what was it?
Yeah, Humphrey Bogart. He
he's
what was the one he was in? What was that movie?
He said the one where he played the cowboy. He's like, the Oklahoma Kid. Oklahoma Kid.
Oklahoma Kid
Like,
is Shane. Shane. I like because that caught him off guard. Like, yeah, you gonna yell out Shane, nigga. Anyway, no damn well that wasn't Shane. Why you even?
Like, it made dude.
That was a realistic joke. That's what made that funny. You can tell that wasn't written in there, nothing like that.
But this man screams out Butch's Sundance, the early years. When you make all of heaven stop.
Einstein is looking at you like, what did you just say?
I'm sorry, Einstein. You made the atom bomb, nigga. Why are you up here?
Dude, Einstein was up there. Ben Franklin was up there.
Ben, what the fuck are you doing up here?
Dude, hold on.
Ben Franklin and that key and kite, sir.
Dude, they had there was a boxer there. Some model was there who, let's be real, she looked 1991 good.
Yeah.
That was a 1991. That was a 1991 baddie. I'll say that.
Hey, look, Chris Harris, when you said boxer, I like some random boxer killed in the ring.
Right.
That's bad. No, you know he's killed in the ring because he's still in boxing gear.
Dude, exactly. He's still in his gear. And then way off up in the top corner was Marilyn Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on. You know the best part? If you listen, like if you really, really like pay attention to the audio when everybody goes back to doing what they were doing, dude literally asked her the question, so Marilyn, how did you get into heaven?
I mean, hey, look, man, that is a whole bag of worms you don't want to open.
That's what I was like, you really gotta ask her that question. She's already in.
Mr. President.
Hey, yo, I got it. How hilarious would it be if somebody who was connected to the O.J. Simpson trial went to heaven and he was like, oh my goodness, I'm finally in heaven. Yes, sir. I gotta warn you right now. OJ is coming up here in 25 years. Wait, what? I know. He makes it in.
Oh, you mean Chris Darden?
No, not Chris Darden. I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying like somebody in general. I'm just saying some white person in general. Chris, I feel bad for that nigga because I don't think he's worried about OJ. I think that nigga wanted to fade Johnny Cochran. Like,
so bad.
So bad. But Johnny not only became a nigga legend, he also became untouchable. And when he died, there wasn't a fucking thing he could do about it.
There was nothing he could do about it.
I felt bad for Christopher Darden. I really do. Because he was a brother put in an unwinnable position, man.
Yeah.
and that whole fucking. I ain't here to talk about the OJ trial. Anyway,
side note, that fucking Nicole Brown movie about her getting killed is the fucking hilarious.
Chris. Did you actually fucking watch it? I didn't want to, but when I learned, I'm like, wait a minute, this has nothing to do with OJ. I didn't want to watch it, but then
there's a black dude playing OJ, and it's just basically leading up to her getting killed. I was like, this is the stupidest.
It was her getting killed by some other mass murderer that had nothing to do with the OJ trial.
I'm about to say,
I'm getting so sick of these white folk, man.
Wait, wasn't that the movie that came out in the middle of the trial?
No, this came out recently. This actually came out.
Came out early this year. This actually came out early this year.
Before the pandemic, Mina Savari, they were promoting that movie, and then as soon as the pandemic hit, it's like, so this movie ain't coming out, is it? Nope.
No, see, I asked that question because y'all remember when the trial just got started, they made that movie.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they did make that weird OJ movie. I remember that. Yeah, they did, man.
But no, here's the thing. So they get Station. And Station does.
I'm sorry. I just thought about a joke on American Dad when they showed the white Bronco. It was like, that's OJ's white Bronco. Here's Roger. I hate to be that guy, but that wasn't OJ's Bronco. That was Al Cowling's.
I mean, he's right. He is right.
Thank you.
He's right. It's like, oh, yeah.
Hate to be that person. That wasn't OJ's Bronco, though.
hey, real talk, though. If you were black back in the 90s, you bought a Bronco because OJ.
Right. because you figured, hey, he almost got away from the cops. This might come in handy.
My mom had a red Bronco, and I'm like, wow, we got a Bronco. That's nice. So
nice, Mom. Your mom like, you're right. It has a V8 engine, so I can duck them boys.
Oh man! Back when you get an SUV, you didn't have to worry about gas prices.
Hey, Chris, and the best part when you got into the seat and buckled yourself up, Chris, listen to me. Never sell work.
Never sell work.
And then 15 years later, Chris, you're listening to the radio. Migos mama told me not to sell work. Here's you. She fucking right. She told me not to.
Hey, D, right when she says that, and I tell you this right now because there ain't no positive black females in these movies.
There ain't no positive black females in these movies.
Bro, the funniest shit ever is when they're in the convenience store, they're getting all the supplies to make the robots, right? I like how Death comes past the dude smoking.
Hold up. Wait, you call that a convenience store? No, Chris, they were in a literal hardware store.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know why I say convenience store, but like Death comes past the guy that's smoking. He's like, see you later. And the guy just coughs like,
like my man.
We used to smoke everywhere. That was wonderful, wasn't it? Being inside of a Kmart, somebody ripping open a motherfucking marble. I miss those days.
They were in the middle of a hardware store. Def was looking at like a wheat. Like what was it?
He was like literally swinging. He's like, it'd be a good substitution for this scythe.
He's like, can I use this instead of the scythe? Nah. This is trash. I'm sticking with Old Faithful. And yet, with Station,
it's not practical, but it gets the job done.
They was like, dude, first of all, when they first meet Station, they're like, wait, this is Station? You really didn't assume that the most intelligent being in the world would be from Earth, did you?
That's actually kind of clever.
Yeah,
it's a tiny bit clever.
That is clever. So Station is just grabbing a whole bunch of random, and I mean random stuff from out of
remember, you remember Station had to do the fusion dance first, which is pretty much running into each other.
No. They got the materials, then they did the fusion dance because they were throwing the stuff inside the van, and Station would walk off, and Bill Taylor's like, "What the hell are these guys doing?"
Speaking of the van, can I mention this, by the way? Number one, did you like the fact that when they all got out of the van, they never closed the back doors?
No, they didn't. I mean, it's the
they
90s.
left. Dude, yeah, I get it. It's 1991, but I mean, you just left the back doors wide open.
Also, who's going to steal that piece of shit van?
That is true. I mean, they didn't have none of their guitar, none of their instruments were in there. So fine, I get it.
I mean, it ain't the 18 van, so they were safe. They were fine.
Then on top of that, I got another question for you guys. All right, look, I get it's 1991. We're all kids at this point, but do you guys remember walking inside of a hardware store and in the middle of the store is a two-way phone booth, a two-way payphone?
Heckingers did have one.
I never seen one. I never seen a payphone in a store outside of like a restaurant, so I can't say yes to that.
I remember. God, again, we're in the 90s. There were payphones inside like hardware stores.
I mean, like in the middle of an aisle.
Not in the middle of the aisle, but I remember in Heckingers they had this was Heckingers in Largo. I vaguely remember they had one that was like chilling right there, you know, where they sell like the countertops and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they had the payphone at, and I was like, oh, it's a payphone. Okay, cool. But I find it funny that to talk to the evil counterparts on the payphone, they have time to do that shit. Like, we're gonna fucking kill you, you dickweed. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like,
he's like, this time we're gonna be ready for you.
I like how they was shaking. They were doing that whole faking shaking in the boots, like, ooh.
He's like, good luck getting into the concert, losers.
Kind of wish he said fag.
Dude, wish. Like, no, CJ, we're not gonna get that. This movie is rated PG. You're only allowed 2.
2 fags.
You either use it's only used on 2 people. It's used on the good versions of Bill and Ted. And come on, dude, if you had a chance to call Satan one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I find it funny that
like I said, I think they chose. Yeah, I'm with Chris Arist. I think they chose wisely.
Yeah, they chose very wisely.
But the Station Fusion dance is fucking funny in a way because they're like, what the hell is going on with these two? And they're just charging towards each other, and then boom, fusion dance, and then they turn into a ginormous creature that is Station, literally.
And put together. Station. Once again, hi Frank Welker.
Yeah, which funny enough, Station looks like that. Okay, so you remember that, Eris? Remember that movie? Remember shoot 'em up?
Yeah.
And that dude in the club, the rocker dude that had the fucking that had the piercing down there, and old girl was about to rip the shit off if they didn't take him to that room. That's what Station looks like.
He does. Oh my god. Yeah, that's exactly who he looked like, dude.
Yep. Station looks like that. Voice and everything too. I'm like, is that the same guy? Maybe, I don't know.
No, I'm just laughing of how random that sound though.
No, it's just when you look at Station, it's like he looks just like that guy. Holy shit! You know, it's wow. But Station turns into a giant 6-foot, 7-foot version of himself, and they have a montage of him making the robots out of all these random parts. Which,
my man,
and you know what? I would give it this. I like how it was so random and how it was just so spread out, and he just jammed them all into one, where it was like, oh, he is making something.
Bruh, That's literally making the braids for Ted's head. And he's like, yeah, I did the head, and he's trying to get credit, and they're ignoring the fuck out of him. By the way,
I did the hair.
To make it even better, how about the fact that good robot Bill and Ted were made out of freaking vacuum cleaner parts.
I like also that they had at least the skin tone and the motherfucker and the face shape right. They got the face shape.
And and they got the voice of the speak and spell.
Down to Ted's fucking vest that has a smiley face on the back. He actually did that on the robot. I was like, he did.
That's detail. See, that's detail. That's dedication, and I think you have to appreciate it.
I also love the fact that he even took a part of a phone and made a pair of Adidas shoes.
Right.
Hey, Station only had $70 worth of parts to work with, and this is where the genius comes in. He made a full functioning robot with only probably, I'm just going to say at the very most, $100 worth of stolen goods, man.
Dude,
that's pretty fucking good.
First of all, dude, this was 1991. That was at least $28 and a pack of gum.
Now, I did ask this one question, and I'm not, look, guys, let's be real. Reality left the second Rufus showed up in the goddamn phone booth. But I did have to ask this one question. Hey, Station, where's the circuit board at?
Inside.
Yes.
Fuck both of you, because y'all didn't see a circuit board either.
I didn't
Fuck
because
both
here's the funny part, because all he did was turn the head, snap it on, and they were alive. And I was like,
Hey,
oh,
hey, look, that's all it takes. You hear? I like how you heard that little click, like it's a gun.
Dude, how about the fact that he took clearly 2 disguised NES Maxes?
Bruh.
Dog, there was one big ass joystick in the middle of
That's
that
what I'm
bitch.
saying. It was clearly an NES Max in disguise. So they just covered it.
Shout out to the 2 teenage black kids they put inside Robot Bill and Ted to do the robot like that.
You know what they did? They hired Boogaloo Shrimp to do both of them. That's what they did.
Don't do that. You know Boogaloo's too tall, and also, I mean, he did need the money.
Look, Boogaloo Shrimp literally did fucking Robot Steve, and I was like, that was fucking funny. But okay.
Yeah, I feel like Boogaloo saved a lot of his money, but at the same time, he seems like a nigga that would do a performance and be like, hey man, y'all got like $2 for the bus? He always seems like that type of nigga.
I mean, he was seen that way until sometime in the mid '80s, where he became Michael Jackson's ghost dance teacher.
Ghost dance. I'm gonna say.
Boogaloo Shrimp right now is at Southern Avenue Station doing that fucking the fucking broom gimmick from Breaking One.
Yo, Boogaloo, you know what Boogaloo's saying to all of y'all? You know what he's saying to all of us? Fuck all 3 of y'all. I'll be at the Kansas City Civic Center breakdancing in front of that bitch.
Actually, you know what?
No. He'll be local. He'll be right here at Constitution Hall.
Nigga, Howard Theater.
Howard Theater.
No, y'all both wrong. This motherfucker has a dance studio in the middle of Cleveland, and only like 5 people go there. I don't know how he's making rent, but he is.
My man's gonna go to Gallery Place and clean up, and everybody, all the hoteps are gonna be pissed off that Boogaloo Trip is taking all their attention. Like, you son of a bitch.
Actually, you can look. You got a lot of faith that somebody's looking at Boogaloo.
hey, nigga doing breakdance moves. Oh, they looking.
No. You talking about the good kids now doing all the weird contortion and breakdancing. No, Boogaloo out there hitting that old 1983.
Yo, you still got that fucking broom prop trying to fucking make you stand up. And
that was Turbo. Now Turbo's got to be fat now. He has to be fat now. He has to be fat now.
Adolph Shabadoo, that guy.
Not Adolph Shabadoo. Not Shabadoo. I'm talking about Turbo, the other nigga, yeah. The nigga that had the broom.
Turbo gained mass. Turbo gained mass. Last I saw a picture of him, he gained mass.
That's what I say. He got to be big now.
He ain't put his weight. He put on dad weight, but he can still move.
He put on dad weight.
He's good.
Look. I believe anybody that danced back in the 80s can still dance. I mean, technically dance. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to take it away from you. Let's just be real. And the crispness of 1985 has long gone.
No. See, D's not lying, because look at Poppin' Pete.
Yeah.
Poppin' Pete is deep with the salt and pepper right now, but he still looks good.
There's some people, like I said, I believe that all the guys that danced back then, they probably can still dance now. It's just that don't be caught up here with that old shit thinking that you can outdance Chris Brown, dog. It ain't gonna fucking work. So that's all it is. It ain't like it's a big deal, nothing like that.
It's funny that so they show the concert and we see Primus playing, Tommy the Cat and stuff. And Bill and Ted come up in there and stuff, Evil Bill and Ted, and they're about to do it, and that's when we get the scene where the movie jumps the shark in the most funniest tongue-in-cheek way. Because at this point, everybody's watching the shenanigans of evil robots facing good robots, and everybody's like, "So this must be part of the show." All right,
it felt like that, didn't it?
Dude,
like everybody was just watching.
The whole thing felt like it was part of the show, and I'm just gonna be real. Dude, go ahead and give them the $25,000. They won.
I'm sorry. When you said that, here's Primus. We did an actual song.
Tommy the Cat. Fuck you, Bill. I hate you.
Fuck both of you.
Like, dude, you hold on. First of all, you didn't bring the Grim Reaper. You didn't bring this weird alien thing. you didn't have evil robot versions that
You're
were
right, Aris. You're right. They just stopped that concert for a whole 15
a
goddamn
whole
minutes.
15 minutes to give us to give.
This is why D shits on the movie. The second half of this movie makes my head hurt so much. I like this movie, and I hate the second half of the movie.
Like that whole section right there, Grim Reaper, Station Alien, evil robot versions of yourself, good robot versions of yourself.
Pam Grier, a random Pam Grier.
Hold on, the fact that the evil Bill and Ted got taken out in 2 hits.
Then on top of that, Pam Grier takes off her hair and becomes Rufus. And there's no.
She didn't do it until after the whole shit with Chuck, which is funny as shit because Chuck rolls up in there and is like, yeah, this isn't going to be the good ending. And he does this shit where he literally shoots the camera, and everybody around the world can see the shenanigans happen.
Again,
that's how that works.
Dude,
because that's how it works.
They went all out with this movie.
Did you love?
I swear to God. No, the best part about it, show the guy in the middle of Italy. I can't. Hold on. You show the guy in Italy. I can't get into my TV. Then you go home. Then you go to England, and then you see William Sadler.
Mm-hmm.
My
word.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my word! When he did that, I was like this. Hey, Will. Bring it the fuck in. You already deaf, dog.
Did you love how they cut to Hong Kong and they pan in on that one dude that's all interested in the fucking festivities at that point? And I'm like,
I know, right? Dude, they panned it on him as if he was as if there was extra footage of him completely cut out of the movie. And this
that nigga, later on, that nigga will become the dude that makes like a stage for them so they can have the greatest song of all. I don't know. There was going to be backstory. There was going to be something with him.
No, really, make it worse. That guy, dude, no, you know who that turned out to be? Later on, this guy will star opposite opposite Jet Li in High Risk.
Or and that guy grows up to become Shia LaBeouf.
No. Hold up, CJ. How about the fact when they went to Hong Kong, showed my man giving the speech, and they already had subtitles.
Bro.
Yo, did you notice that too?
Subtitles in every country. It's what makes it funny is that Bill and Ted and Chuck go through this whole thing where they imagine time travel and shit happening. So at one point they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna imagine a gate with a key, gate with this and a sandbag and all this and stuff. And I'm like, but you didn't go into the booth. You just theoretically, like they did in the first movie, which is theoretical time travel. And I'm like, all right.
It's so funny because it was a scene of Rick and Morty where
the time travel game.
It was so funny because Rick was like, ah, damn it. And Morty's like, what are you doing? Why you got your eyes closed? I'm thinking, give me a minute. And all of a sudden you see Rick and Morty for the future. Here you go. Fuck you. And they just walk out. He's like, what just happened? He's like, what just happened? Like, what just happened? I thought hard enough so that we end up making time travel to come back to this part to give it to us. The only thing I'm mad about, Eris, is that they said, look, like when Morty asked the question, like, what are you doing? I wanted Rick to say, I'm billing Ted in this. Shut up.
He should have said it.
Because he said he makes references like that all the time. Like my favorite one, like, that's right. It's the prestige, bitch. You prestige yourself. Like, I'm surprised he didn't say I'm doing a Bill and Ted. Give me a second.
No, what made it funny is that they do all this stuff and then they put the gate over, right? And that's when Chuck was like, well, if you put the gate, I just go back in time and get the key.
That was so stupid.
And another gun.
He's like, well, you forgot one thing. And that's when he shoots the gun and says, bang, you forgot that the good guys are always going to win and get over it. And I'm like, okay.
Dude, the fact that he said we prepped the key and the gun. Now, hold on. See, the stupid me would have been like this. You know that this could have just kept going.
I know, right?
You do realize that, right? All of this could have really just kept going.
Nah, but what made it even more funny is that Death comes up behind him. Hey, your shoelaces is untied. He's like, oh, they Melvin him, and he's like, look, guys, I Melvin him. Woo! I'm like, oh my god. Oh my
Make it even.
God.
Hold on. You want to know what's even better? And I wanted to mention this when they finally get back to Earth and they were alive. When Death finally drops in, yo, did you check out the work boots Death was rocking?
Bruh.
No, I don't. Wait a minute. The work boots. What, them
My man-
sandals?
no, he wasn't wearing sandals. When he landed face down on the ground with Station, look back at that scene again. My man had on some work boots.
Yeah, it was a stunt.
Really?
It was a stunt.
Okay, I'll look at it.
What makes it funny, so after they do all this and stuff, they finally decide that's when Rufus unmasks himself at, Pam Grier unzips herself, and then boom, it's Rufus the whole time. And I like how Rufus gets all nonchalant about Chuck, like, yeah, he was an old gym teacher, used to be a good guy, but things happen, whatever. So I'm like,
Hey, Rufus. So, Rufus, you're the one that got us in the concert? Yeah. Who else could get you in this concert? And here's me. Like, yeah, you guys are fucking horrible. Like, honestly. No, but even with that, I was telling myself, hey, Chuck, you were a woman. I know, progressive. If George Carlin knew what type of world that we lived in now, he would have loved to say that. Yeah, I was being progressive.
So Bill and Ted decide to go to the future and they become good, artists, musicians.
I like how they decide. And this is such a fucking, a lot of people do this. A lot of people think, oh, if I just had a time machine where I don't have to do all the fucking work and I can just skip to it, then I could be the best in the world. Well, yeah, theoretically that could be for anybody. But I love how they take this so literal. All they have to do is hop into the motherfucking phone booth and just do it. Like, that's funny as hell to me, man.
They were talking about, like, yeah, man, that was a great trip, man. We had this honeymoon with the daughters and stuff. We had a kid. It was crazy, right? Yeah.
Which I gotta point out some discrepancies here. So when they went to the future and they said that was an awesome, like, what was that?
18 months. 18 months.
Thank you. An awesome 18 months of of serious guitar training.
Intense guitar training.
Intense guitar training. So the fact that you were able to go in time, do all that training, have a family at that, Little Bill and Little Ted. Spoiler alert. They're not in the third movie.
Yeah.
Oh, no. They are in the third movie. They just twisted it around as though they call their kids Little Bill and Ted, but it's actually different names. So it's the same kids.
I know they had daughters.
But they have daughters, though.
No. But that's the thing. See, the movie said they said Little Bill and Ted, but they never implied that they were boys. So
shut up, Chris. Shut up. It's 1991. Everybody was still using those pronouns. Don't do it.
I know, but the third movie was able to circumvent that to where it doesn't like negate anything that happened in the second movie.
I get it. I get what you
I do too.
I totally get what you mean, CJ, because when you look at their names, notice that they abbreviated their nicknames.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, because it was on par. It's like, of course they would name their kid Bill and Ted still, even if they're their daughters. Of course they would do that.
What I do like,
just in case that we, I don't know, make a third movie, and if not, this is what we're gonna run with.
Yeah.
So let me get this shit straight. In that 18 months, you grew that long ass beard, Bill.
Beard.
My man he had the ZZ Top beard.
For D, the best part about the scene is that when they got out the booth and they came there, the whole movie, say what you will about Bill and Ted, we have not seen one bit of marijuana in it. And then when I saw it, but then you see Keanu Reeves' face at the end of that scene. Keanu, the fuck you smoking, my nigga? He looked so roasted.
No, D. No, here's what happened. They both step out of the phone booth. Bill comes out looking like an extra from ZZ Top, and Ted comes out looking like how he looks in Cyberpunk.
Actually, I was saying Ted comes out there looking like a younger John Wick.
No, not a younger John Wick. His character from Cyberpunk.
No,
I mean,
that character for Cyberpunk, that's a grown ass man.
Johnny, he's a grown ass Johnny Mnemonic. That's what that shit is.
It's a grown ass man. You
Yeah.
know what? I'm actually interested. You know what? It's sad. I'm supposed to be playing that game now, but
Yep.
yeah, that game ain't coming out until motherfucking 40.
What had me run is when they're introducing everybody, and Death had the funniest intro ever. You might be king or a little street sweeper, but sooner or later you dance with the Reaper. I'm like, oh my god!
I was just mad that he pushed the scythe to the side to walk to a bike. I was like, no.
My man, dude, like Death officially loves show business.
I'm mad as hell that not only that, they had his own theme music.
He did.
The Reaper rap.
I have a feeling. This is 1991, right? If Arsenio Hall was given one more season, he would have been on there.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. Here's how ain't shit people are. Nobody give a fuck about Arsenio Hall, even when he had that revamp of the show. That's sad.
Nobody. I heard there was so much. See, you know, that's the problem I have about a lot of shit that came out in the 90s and the 80s, and we like, oh, we want to see it again. I don't believe none of you. Outside of maybe like 2 shows, I don't believe nobody's love for, oh, we want to see it again. I just don't.
It was sad because I was like, Arsenio was pretty much, it was like putting on an old shoe. He was getting back into the groove, and it was great. And I'm like, oh, people just weren't watching it.
I think it was that, and I think just real talk. I think there was enough time that passed where people just didn't give a shit about him. You know what I mean? Time passes, bro.
Yeah, but what makes this whole scene funny is that they're literally playing "God Gave Rock and Roll to You," and it ends with all the newsprints of all the stuff that's happening and stuff.
And I love it because they use the same picture. They use the same picture.
They did. They used the same picture, and Bill and Ted brought world peace.
Dude, yo, Grim Reaper winning the Indy 500, and he's saying, "I didn't realize I could run that fast."
That was hilarious.
Also, the other one for me that really did it for me was the fact that his album flopped, and also Bill and Ted's supposed breakup killed the stock market, but them coming back together broke records in the stock market. That shit, like, you know what, movie, go home. Just fucking end.
Hey, them being together made all the crops in the Midwest grow up. It's like,
This is what happens when a movie literally jerks itself off.
Bro, that's what makes the third movie so fucking hilarious, because they literally in the third movie like, so what happened to all that world pieces you guys did?
Well, none of that happened. Yo, I think, but you know what? Going through this movie for real, y'all. Going through this movie really did make me appreciate not just Alex Winter, not just Keanu Reeves, but Bill and Ted is not the best in the world, but it's so worth watching. It is wonderful, yo. Both these movies are wonderful, man.
I mean,
again, you know, it's what I say about other movies that we've talked about in the past. Bill and Ted are harmless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the innocence.
They're harmless.
It's like Jay and Silent Bob when old girl was like, "But look at him, he's so innocent," and he's just humping the fucking window.
Yeah. I always feel that way, man. I always feel that way about Bill and Ted. They're in the scale of stoners, they're the harmless ones. At least you have fun. At least there's a history lesson in it.
The thing about Bill and Ted is they're the stoners you don't see get high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you never heard Keanu got pulled over for weed, and it's like,
I mean, if you think, if you really think about this, Bill and Ted are not only the stoners you don't see get high, but they're stoners for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves smokes weed. All of that shit is in his house. You know, he got a dude that goes up there with Postmates.
Here's what's interesting, though. So when this movie came out, Orion Pictures is apparently on the verge of bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they were.
They were going to sell off, and Columbia Pictures was going to swoop in and get Bill and Ted off of them before Orion was like, well, we can still put this movie out, and they did.
Yeah, we got one more movie. We got one more in the fire. Let's go.
Which, funny enough, Orion Pictures is apparently making a comeback. So I'm like,
yes, they are. I was just about to ask you that. Is that really true? Because I saw it in Variety not too long ago.
It is true. It looks like they're going to be doing what they did in the '90s, which is putting out small movies and giving opportunities to people to put out movies and stuff.
The thing is, and that's the thing.
Let's go.
Yeah, we getting all these movies. We're lucky that I say we're lucky in a sense that Lionsgate is out there. Lionsgate helped a lot of people. You see how A24 is trying to make certain, they're trying to make art. You got certain movie houses now that are really trying to establish themselves as what they're trying to do. I hope Orion does come back and do that. I hope they do. Smaller budget movies. And let's just be real, a few of them are probably going to hop on Netflix.
I mean, once Blumhouse and A24 came into the game and was like, yeah, you really don't have to make big budget movies to make them good and entertaining and stuff. It was
and I want to say the same thing with Jordan Peele too. Same thing with Peele too.
Yeah.
I noticed that with him.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of crazy that's where Orion Pictures was at the time and stuff. It's like, interesting,
Mm-hmm.
So, also the scene with the seance, the two dudes that turned on that TV, for that concert and stuff. That was the creators of the movie. Yeah,
I remember that. I also remember, when they turned on the TV to watch the battle of the bands. I look at Missy and I go, wait, Missy, you clearly got knocked out. Like, you got hit with a knockout breath.
Yeah.
You just wake up and forget that happened.
Yeah. Yo, she was just there.
Bro, did you love the fact that also at the end, fucking Chuck hooked up with Missy?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious. I'm like, well, of course she hooked up with him. She has a fetish for older guys.
Yeah.
Except for the third movie.
Oh my god, that is the funniest twist ever.
That's funny.
That's
funny.
Oh my god, man. But I guess next year we probably end up doing Bill and Ted Face the Music.
I don't know. I asked myself, will we? Probably not. I don't know. We have to though. We definitely have to.
Oh, we have to. I think it was funny. I sold D on the movie on a couple of scenes that I told him about. He's like, all right, I gotta watch this movie now. I was like, yep. So. Yeah, but anyways,
that is Bill and Ted. Remember, be excellent to each other.
Exactly. So what's next on the docket though after this?
Oh, next on the docket, bros. As you know, it's 90s month, and that movie was extreme, but it was still fucking excellent, right? So you and I got tickets to go out to Colorado. You want to hit the slopes? Bruh?
Extreme.
Extreme. Really extreme. Aspen Extreme. Yay. Yes. Aspen Extreme. The movie that inspired one of my favorite episodes of South Park. We'll finally get to do it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for us to do that, man. I don't think there's like one star in there outside of like Richard Grieco or some bullshit.
No, the only two that I know of from them was Finola Hughes and Peter Berg. That's it.
Mm-hmm. I forgot Peter Berg was in the movie.
If I forget, Finola Hughes was pretty much in every fucking movie at that time. So of course she's in this movie. Why not? She was like soap opera actress #1 at the time. So.
Oh my gosh, she knew she was B-rated and she rode that bitch.
between Victoria Rowell and Finola Hughes, both of them chew the scenery with their characters.
Daphne Zuniga too.
Yeah,
Daphne Zuniga was another one too.
Folks might be like, these characters very well. Yes, when you grow up around aunts and moms that watch these shows, you better fucking know these characters. Just saying.
Also, don't worry. They disappeared. No, they didn't. They're on Lifetime now. Getting slapped upside the head by Dean Cain or some shit.
And dealing with pregnant teenage daughters.
My wife, I'll never forget. My wife told me, she's like, all Dean Cain did was go to Lifetime and became an abuser.
Bro, he is now dubbed MAGA Superman now, so it was that.
So on that bombshell, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.